But yeah, like you would just hop on the freeway because he lived in a more outer side of town,
Yeah.
and it's just a wall of trees and abandoned cars. Not abandoned cars everywhere, but a noticeable amount that you're just like, why are there so many?
That might be a more rural area.
It's
I
just a
like
thing.
we didn't I don't think I've seen any abandoned cars. I've seen some really terrible people who can't park. That's a thing for sure.
Yeah,
Like
that's here
all over
too.
this
So
fucking place, man. Like there's this today it was so funny. This dude rolls up in this fucking SUV or whatever, and he is getting close to like where we're standing outside. And we're not in front of an open parking spot. Like there's like scissor lifts parked in like this spot, and then there's a car, the car we were in, or well next to, which is our rental car. It was chilling and people taking smoke breaks and we're just shooting the shit or whatever. And he stops like we're in the way, but there's like 12 feet between him and us, and
mhm.
he can make this turn. So he makes this turn like we're standing out in the parking lot, like in the way, pops over the curb with one tire, almost clips the car in that parking spot, then parks one spot over. Well, I should say 1.5 spots over from where we were because he parks literally with his left tires completely over the line of the next spot. Gets out and walks into the store like nothing's wrong. Like he didn't just
Okay.
miss two whole parking spots. And I was like, well, it's a trend out here that these people do not know how to use parking lots. Yeah, it was. I was like, okay, whatever, man. You have fun not shopping because the store is not completely open yet.
Nice. Um, have you guys gone out to eat anywhere cool or
Uh,
seen it, done anything else out there
no.
since you're so far away from home?
Yeah, we're planning. We're trying to plan some stuff. Right now, we're all trying to get used to this 3 hour time difference. Because good God. No, we of places that we don't have back home in Arizona. We tried Bojangles.
Oh, I've wanted to try Bojangles.
It's pretty good. It's fast food, obviously. I had and
Yeah,
it's all chicken. There's nothing else here. There's nothing else
yeah,
they serve. I had the what's it called? Chicken Supreme, which is like there's comes in three different versions, like a 3 piece, a 4 piece, and a 5 piece.
mhm.
The only complaint I have is the chicken tenders were very small compared to what they thought the way the picture made them look. So I'm
Mm,
glad I got four, but I kind of wish I would have got five. And then they
right.
have a seasoning on their fries, which is actually pretty good because they're like miniature steak fries almost.
Yeah.
And it comes with a biscuit, which is why I got that. I was like, I'm gonna try one of these biscuits I keep hearing about. And then Robbie and Scott with a C got. I'll explain that in a minute. Got chicken sandwiches, and they said they were pretty good. But it was the chicken tenders were nice. They weren't your typical fast food chicken tenders. They were really good, like quality chicken, which is
Mm,
obviously fucking nice. But I want to go back. I'm here for 3 weeks, so I'm gonna go back eventually. I want to try the actual fried chicken.
mhm.
Um, so that's a plan for sure. Uh, what else did they say? Or what else did we have? We had really shitty service at Buff Wow Wings and terrible food. Um, that was the first night. We tried to go to Chick-fil-A, but their restaurants here, government mandated, many of the restaurant interiors are not open.
Mhm.
So they're curbside only. And this, as normal Chick-fil-A's are, just busy as shit. And
Right.
their drive-through, there's literal sign, not like a handwritten sign, an actual metal sign that they had made that says drive-through wraps around building.
Wraps around the building.
Yep. So you literally have to drive past the drive-through line around. So you know how when you go by Cane's in Surprise, and the
Yeah.
drive-through line is in front of the door and it goes around the front of it. through the drive-thru, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the exact same setup, just Chick-fil-A has, where you pull in the driveway and the line should be right there, but it's cordoned off with the sign that says drive-thru is around the building. So you literally have to go around the building and get in line to drive back around the building to order your food, then to get out.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so we were like, oh, we'll just go in and order real quick and just take it back to the store because we're like 2 minutes, right? Dining room's closed only for app ordering, and I was like, that does me no good. So thanks a lot. So that's when we ended up going to Bojangles after that. We had really shitty Chipotle. It was just poorly made and not very well done. And then today we had a place called Tropical Smoothie Cafe, which, sounds like it's just going to be smoothies, but it says cafe in the name. They have food. They have like wraps, sandwiches, flatbread thingies, like not flatbread pizza things, but like flatbread sandwich things. So like a flatbread taco, but with like sandwich stuff in it. And of course a bunch of smoothies. And it was actually really good. I got a buffalo chicken wrap. It was really nice because it's not. I was kind of worried because it nothing says like it's a hot sandwich, like a hot thing. So I was like, man, if they give me a fucking like cold chicken wrap, I'm kind of be depressed by that because it's gonna not be as good. But no, it was. They use a panini press to heat it up, and it was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And then we're gonna try a place tomorrow, I think, called Mooyah.
Mooyah.
Yeah, it's like the word, like how a cow sounds, but like
Mooyah.
Yeah. And apparently it's like supposed to be like really good burgers, and it's like a small chain that's sort of kind of everywhere, but not really everywhere because we don't have them in Arizona, as far as I know, because I've never heard of them. But I know they're in El Paso because one of the girls here is like, "You've never heard of Mooyah?" I was like, "Why did you think I just questioned why you said Mooyah?" Like it was a different language I didn't know. And she's like, "Oh, it's a burger place," and I was like, and everyone says it's really good. So we're going to try that tomorrow, I think.
Cool.
But yeah, and there's some other places, like I guess Guy Fieri went to a couple places in Charlotte.
Okay.
So we're
Triple D stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to look at a couple of those and maybe hit up one or two of those while we're here. We're all like, we have to wake up at 5-ish or so to get ready for work.
So you're still doing 5 to 3 or 4?
So there? we're doing 7:00. It's supposed to be 7 to 3:30, 4 o'clock, depending if you take an hour lunch or a half hour lunch, because they give you that liberty. The problem with it is we're all used to the time from 3 hours ago. So our 5 o'clock here is your 2 a.m. there.
Yes.
So I'm waking up every day at 2 a.m. to get ready to go to work, and I have to be at work at what equivalent is to you of
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
So, lots of fun. So, that's cool and all. But yeah, it's not that it's not hard to get used to. It's just the fact that all of you guys are 3 hours difference. So like, when I'm going to bed, you guys are like, "Oh, I'm gonna have dinner now."
Yes.
And it's just super strange because like I want to like call Paige and stuff, but it's like, by like especially Tuesday night, dude, we worked from 7 a.m. to 7:45 on Tuesday. It was a very long day. And I cannot wait for us to get done tomorrow so we can have a weekend off before hopefully next week's not going to be near as, well, actually, it might be weirdly thing too. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to go, but I don't know. It's not bad. It's not hard work. It's just the disorganization and the not having a clear plan. Sometimes it sucks ass.
Yeah, I'd imagine that. Have you guys installed anything cool, or you just running stuff right now?
So this will make you mad. So this store is getting they got a lot of things that I haven't seen in stores yet, like a new EMS system, which is electronic monitoring system. Basically, it's the thing that monitors the lights and stuff like that. It's like when you walk in, the lights will trigger if it sees enough motion. It'll obviously, if you don't set the alarm off or turn the alarm off, it's going to set the alarm off too. So if you're walking around, eventually the lights will slowly kick on. But they have these pieces that are mounted on all the gondolas that look like little, or like not all the gondolas, a bunch of them that are like little like black discs. They almost look like a wireless charger. And then every single gondola with the power drop has a black 2 outlet, wall outlet, like 120 outlet on it. And what that does is it sends a wireless signal at night when the system is shutting everything down. It shuts power off to those gondolas to save energy.
Okay, that's cool.
And they have these. I'll take a picture of it because you guys can see. Anyone can see it, but we're not doing anything super special and high tech that no one knows about yet. But we didn't install them, but the electricians did. Signs that go above all the areas that are branded. So like HP, Lenovo, blah, blah, blah. And they light up. They look pretty cool because like everything's like the roof is black and then there's a big white border of wall. And then the fixtures are all black against the wall. And they have this new weird, like everything's mounted to the walls and shelves and stuff go on them. It's pretty crazy. So those are pretty cool. Couple new different displays. Like they have different Apple tables. But the thing that's going to make you angry is they have the sort of updated Geek Squad with the push button remote to get in the door and stuff like that. But they're eliminating services from the store.
Eliminating services.
So as of the 28th of this month, they will not have Apple repair, Samsung repair, or advanced repair in the store.
So what? So they're still having Geek Squad.
So they're having Geek Squad, but it's all consultation and limited ADRs. Anything that's
What's
considered
limited
advanced.
ADRs?
So basically, like using Johnny Utah or like basic data backup, stuff like that. Nothing like if they have to like replace parts, like if they're like switching out like a motherboard or a power supply, that's sent to another store.
They just have someone just up and drive it to another store?
I don't know how it works, but one of the guys is telling me is like every day they're just gonna ship stuff over to the other store to get repaired.
Okay, that seems like a lot of labor.
Yeah, it's real dumb. We don't understand it ourselves, but
is it just because they're under construction, or
no? It's this model they're in. It's basically designed to not have like that available in the store because it's kind of like this weird. I can't remember what model it is, but it's basically what they refer to as a .com store. So they're gonna have a secondary warehouse that has lots of room for .com orders, so you can like order in stuff and pick up at that store. And then their vestibule is being split in half. One half is going to be lockers you can access via for online orders, and the other one's going to be your entrance and out your entrance and exit. Which I think they're going to start building here either starting tomorrow or starting Monday, which means which is weird because the stores, we did a soft opening on Wednesday, but there's so much limited stuff in store that like the heat wall wasn't set up and like there's no advanced appliance stuff, like, and like there's people running around with lifts, so they were like limiting how people could come in and walk around the store. They had to be with somebody. I was like, you shouldn't have opened,
right?
And you tell people like,
why would you open it? Yeah
the GM
if you have active construction going on, why open it? Like even when they did construction over at our store years and years and years ago, that was only during the night. You know, they would just cordon things off and drape things over with plastic wrap where you couldn't go.
Yep. And it should have been that way here, but the GM was pushing because they're so far behind. The GM pushed to get it open early, and I was like, this is dumb.
Interesting. That is very. I don't know what to think about that Geek Squad.
Yeah, it's real stupid. But but someone
Because
made a decision.
I think I know what they're getting at, but not necessarily. I didn't know it would be like that because I know rumor had it here at our store that they were going to turn, I think, the Thunderbird store into a .com
Yeah.
warehouse, but they were also going to split it to like a mini, uh, uh, like a local Kentucky store,
Oh
where you
yeah,
would
Geek
ship
Squad City
stuff
type thing.
to Geek Squad City type thing, but it would be a more local stuff where you can ship stuff to, and they would do more localized repairs to turn things around a lot faster. But if they're looking to do stuff like that, where it's like, okay, I did a basic cleanup, or I started a basic cleanup, and oh, your hard drive's bad. Well, I can't replace it here at the store, but I can ship it over to a store nearby. They can replace the hard drive and then send it back. Seems really stupid. And
Yeah,
then the whole thing about Apple stuff too, Apple and Samsung, it seems like you're rolling that stuff out everywhere, but then you're going to take it away from different places as well. I don't know. Seems dumb.
yeah, it's real stupid. I don't know. Anyhow,
Anyhow, he says.
that's all work related
Past
stuff.
that, yeah.
I guess we'll
Yeah,
just be like, well, so what's weird about this store is like they're doing a remodel, and I mean that's kind of like the idea of what they're doing with it, but it's like they have nothing of note in the store. Like there's nothing cool to come in and see. It's all basic stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like most of the time when you do a remodel or something like that, you get cool new displays, right?
Right.
But
You're saying that this feels more like probably you go in there, you buy cables, and then you basically leave. Like there's nothing special there. There's just oops, I forgot batteries. I need to go to my local store and get batteries.
yeah, and it's like I mean I kind of understand you want to like you still want to have business obviously like, but it's gonna be more of like order and pick up at this store within an hour or so. So they're gonna have a lot more stock of stuff you can order online and pick up in store. But it's just like you could have just built a warehouse instead of murdering a store to put it in there.
True.
I don't know. It's weird to me. But it's just and it's not like they did like none of the fixtures for like the new desks and answer centers came in. So we're gonna get all this done, and most of it's temporary because they're gonna have a go back when that stuff comes in and they build it to reroute all the wires we've been running.
So would you guys have to go back?
We won't because this is not our. We're
Not
filling
area.
in. Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
filling in because they're so far behind, and there's other stuff that teams have to do. So like, we're just patching holes or like we're filling in holes for them to later put, an actual structure thing on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but anywho, so what's up, buddy?
Nothing much. Sounds like you're having a lot more eventful weeks, days than I am. I'm just sitting here. My ass is hurting for how much I've been just sitting around doing nothing. Played a little bit of Psychonauts 2. I will say that so far I was very reluctant going into it because we all know what I talked about with Psychonauts 1. A lot better experience so far. Mostly in just the fact that jumping doesn't feel so latent with actually hitting the jump button. Uh, Still kind of, still pretty funny. Still very weird and wacky, but everything's in HD, so it's really nice. Sound is really, really weird and really cool. Especially one of the first levels that you're in is if you've ever played the first game, and I can't remember the character's name right now, but he's that weird doctor guy with the shower cap hat on,
Yeah, I
and
can't.
he's the dentist, but he's not really a dentist. He's like stealing people's brains.
Yeah, which
You,
happens.
happens, yeah. You hop into his brain, things go sideways, and you're walking around in like a world made of gums and teeth and other like things in your mouth, and just the sound of walking on teeth and then walking on gums is just like, it's so gross sounding. But yeah, so far I have no idea how far into it. I haven't looked up like a strategy guide or anything like that to see like the different level breakdowns. But yeah, I'm having fun so far. Actually, it's a nice improvement from the first one.
Yeah, it better be after like how many years?
God, I don't know. The first one was original Xbox, if I recall right. So whatever time frame that is.
Was it original Xbox or 360?
I thought it was original Xbox.
You might be right.
Because I think on the thumbnail for the first game, it shows the original Xbox logo on it.
You might be correct about that, sir.
Did you find it?
I don't know how to type, apparently.
I don't either. The number of times that in playing through the first games, I was like, how do you spell psycho again? P-S something. O. Some more stuff.
Yeah, no, Xbox and PlayStation 2, yeah. Wow, it was a long time ago. Jesus Christ.
What year?
2005.
2005.
So 16 years ago. I was going to say 12. I thought for some reason it was a 360 game. That tells you how long ago I played it, so.
I was in community college at that point.
I was done with college at that point.
Lucky you.
I was living
anyway,
up
so that's
Arizona.
basically what I've been doing is playing that off and on, and that's pretty much it. Watched Why the Last Man. Only the first 2 episodes. I meant to watch the 3rd episode today, but then we started recording a bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, I watched 1 and 2. I actually have it pulled up right now. Not the,
good.
Not the show, the page I wanted to
Dude,
talk about.
I've been watching the 3rd episode this whole time.
Haha, that's why I've not been answering your questions.
Multitasking.
No. So what do you think? Let's just talk about that right now, because might as well.
It is so good so far, so different, but so the same.
Yeah,
that really makes sense. Like, it's been a long time since I read the Why the Last Man. Thankfully, the first 2 volumes are on Comicology right now.
Yeah.
Because I finished episode 1, and I was like, he's an escape artist, but I don't remember him teaching a kid escapes, being an escape artist. And then just keep watching it, and I was like, I thought Beth was already gone by this point in time to Australia, and it just kept like piling on, where it was just like, I don't like, the plot seems right, but the story seems wrong from the comic. And so so when I finished the first 2 episodes, I went and went to Comicology and started just paging through a little bit of the first volume, and I was like, no, yeah, I'm right. Like, she's already gone at this point, because he's actually talking to her on the voice on a phone call while he's trying to escape the escape jacket. Yeah, so I'd really have to go back to the actual comic and see how much more is different. But it is so well done, so well acted. And just 2 episodes in, that's really all I have to really say about it. What did you think?
I thought it was really well done. There was a while ago, I think we talked about on the podcast, was announced that they were going to talk more about transgenders and things like that in the show.
Yes.
And they did, like, that was interesting. Like, at first I was like, I knew they were going to talk about it because I saw an article that I didn't read because I didn't want to just spoil anything for me. Not that I don't know what's going on in the story.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting because they don't, like, the article, the headline of the article made me think like they're going to fuck with the story, because the way it made the article sound, again, I didn't read it, so that's just me being dumb or them not being able to do a headline properly, is they made it sound in the headline that they were going to allow, like, somehow this complete wipe of Y chromosome was not going to affect transgender people. And I was like, yeah, it is, because it's not a sex-driven disease, it's a chromosome-driven disease. and they actually explained it very well in the show. Because there's a line that the president says, Jennifer Brown, where she's like, like, are there any men there? She's like, none with Y chromosome. And I was like, oh, there you go. And then Hero's friends are a bunch of transgender, and they're, obviously trying to get away because, shit's going south in New York and it's fucking hellhole. But they're going to Kansas, I think they said, to like her, like one of them, their transphobic grandmother or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were taking all the hormones with them.
Testosterone, yeah.
Testosterone, yeah. And then so it was an interesting way of doing it. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's a cool way to update it, because that's more of a thing nowadays than it is from, back in 2007.
Yeah, whenever it released. That was one scene where I didn't read that going into it. That was one scene where it hit that, and I was like, wait, we're after the virus, I had wiped everything out. I'm a little confused here on what's going on. Are we going to do, like, it's not a last man? And then they panned over the testosterone stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's
like,
smart.
Stupid me didn't even think about that there would be trans people in this, and that, yeah, they would look like men, but not have the same chromosome, which is why all the men died due to the chromosome thing. It was like, oh, that's incredibly smart thing to do.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was so there were some differences. Obviously, I've read the book several times over. Not very recently. It's been a while since I've read it. But there was a few key differences. The introduction of 355 was actually in the United States. If I'm not mistaken, she was in another country, like Afghanistan or something like that, or Iraq, or one of those ones, if I remember. Or was it France? She was somewhere else in another country.
She was somewhere else because, her introduction here was like, I know that's Agent 3, and I couldn't remember her designation at the time, but I'm like, this introduction here is totally different too. Like, it was so weird.
Yeah, because when it went to her, and I was like, is that supposed to be 355? Like, what is she doing in this meth house with this dude?
Yeah, right.
And then she's jogging away, and I was like, oh, this is that scene from the trailer. Okay. She was going after domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
This time. All right, yeah. And then the whole comment when she's in the car with her handler, and she's like, yeah, I'd like, the next assignment to have more hills. And he goes, how about the biggest one, Capitol Hill? And I was like, because it's Capitol.
Because it's Capitol Hill, right.
That's funny. Yeah, that was interesting. I think the first episode, I was like, I wonder how long they're going to drag this out without the event happening. Because, like, they kept kind of hinting at it with, like, it put the date.
The dead, like, they start the episode with the pandemic, and then they rewound 3 days before or something like that. Yeah, and then every scene they hinted towards it with 355. It was the dead deer. Then you had the dead mouse with that one lady and her kids, and
the first daughter.
Yeah, the first daughter, and then you had the wave of fucking rats and the police horse and with no policeman on it. Yeah, and the dog too. Dude, that dog was like, oh.
It was brutal.
It's so sad. It's like barfing up blood, and it's just like, help me, barf up blood some more. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna go back and look at it. I don't remember Hero murdering her boyfriend. See,
from what I remember, of it, and I hadn't gotten back. I didn't reach that part of the comic yet. I thought she was in the middle of having sex with him when he died.
I thought. Well, I don't remember. I don't think there was.
It was still in the ambulance.
It was in the ambulance, but I think they were cuddling after, like, post coitus, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like starts to like bleed, and she's trying to help, and he's just like blah.
And then she stumbles out into the street and then sees like everyone dying.
Yeah. Which I thought was a cool thing, like her accidentally killing him because she was angry and blah blah blah, and then it just happens to be the next morning all men are dying or dead.
Right. She kind of lucked out there.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked up in a way because that's kind of fuck with her in a way. Uh, and then obviously the transgender thing with her friends and stuff, and the fact that like she's reluctant to go see your mom. I was pretty sure that's the same. What else was there? There's something else that was like, oh, the cleaners, the clothes cleaner thing scene, where the ladies, the
Oh
Asian
yeah.
ladies come at him. I was like, this seems fucked up.
It was tense as fuck. Like
Yeah,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
I was like, I know they're not gonna shoot
Here
him.
he is, scared shitless.
Yeah, I was like, this and that Ben Schnetzer, I don't know how to say his name. He that scene was he was so good in that scene. I was like, yeah, I'd probably have pissed my pants too. Well, pissed my not pants because he was naked.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's in the subway back in there, and he's just sitting there watching the video of his phone, just hoping to find ampersand again. And he shows up, and I was like, oh, this is messed up, man. Why you get me all sads and shit?
I will say there were two scenes in the show so far. I think they were just in the second episode that I didn't really care for. That was one of them. Why would ampersand just run off and disappear? I didn't really care for it. It seemed just more of like a MacGuffin to get him to uh, be vulnerable. What was the other one? Shit. Now I can't remember what it was. But they were just scenes that were just like I just didn't really care for. Like, why did you have to put this in here? You could have done anything else, and just it just seemed to not be because with that scene itself, you got a little bit more of Beth and when ampersand was purchased,
Yeah,
uh, and then he's right back. So it just seemed like I was hoping that they wouldn't turn it into this big long thing, and they didn't turn it into this big long thing. But then it just kind of felt like, why did you even need to do this type thing? Yeah, and and it was the transgender scene as well. Not so much that as a whole, but like the fact that, or no, not the trans. It wasn't that one specific. It was Hero doesn't like you're in the middle of a pandemic. People are dying off. Your mom is now the president, and you still don't want to go see her. I don't remember what her feelings were in the comic. I think they were very, very much similar, but I don't. I don't know. I didn't really care for it. Like if you're going to change stuff, like it seemed like that your feeling there should have been more like, no, shit's going down. If we're going to survive, my mom's the president now. Probably should just go there. Anyway, I'd have to go back to the comic to see how that played out there. But yeah, it was just something that was like, even the ones even her friend was like, no, we should go see your mom. Like this is how we're going to survive type thing. Anyway, those were the only two scenes that I was like, yes, go see your mom. Like it seems like the most sensible thing to do right now. And ampersand, why the fuck would you just wander off? Too.
yeah. Like, come on, you dick.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that? I just saw a thing. Nope, I don't know where it went. I thought I saw something on. I looked up an article, but now I don't see. It's not the article I was hoping for, so I'm not going to talk about it, I guess.
Well, one article that I had pulled up here that I found interesting is that HBO announces a new Batman Penguin spinoff series for 2023 from Forbes. Basically, headline says it all. Apparently, next year it was announced that we are getting a what was it called, Gotham PD on HBO Max, and it's going to be based around the Matt Reeves Batman that stars. I'm spacing out on his name.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Yes. So it sounds like that they think that this movie is going to do well enough that they're going to start building a little bit of a other stuff around it. The PD thing, if I recall right, is supposed to take place as more, yeah, like a prequel series to the Batman, and then the Penguin is going to be possibly an explanation of his rise to power. And then there's other talks that there might, depending on, I guess, depending on how well this does, we might see other stuff from this series, uh, or at least that may connect to this series, because there was also talk of a Batgirl coming to HBO Max. All of this is coming to HBO Max as a series that might connect to the Batman. So it'll be really cool to see how this stuff works out. Me, I've always liked the idea, not talking about the Penguin stuff right now, but I've always liked the idea of having like you could do like a procedural, maybe not even procedural, but a good police show, but take place in Gotham. It would be a really cool idea to do, in my opinion. I know that they've tried to do it. They've already done it with whatever that one show was called. I can't remember what it was called. Gotham?
Yeah.
It was just called Gotham? Yeah.
But they jumped
I
the
didn't
shark.
really have much of an interest in it because it just wasn't what I was looking for in a Batman series. But if this is what it is, if this is what I think it is, where it focuses around Jim Gordon and the corruption within the Gotham PD, and that leads directly up into the Batman, I think it'll be a really cool thing. And this is something that I've said for a while now, that it seems like DC is doing real well with, you have like your big movie thing, but then you have all these TV series that can tie into the movie and do, and can connect into it, but do really well in and of itself. Disney's starting to do that as well, but I've liked what DC's been doing for a while now with it, and I hope that they don't still like they have, this is the Batman stuff, but then you're going to have, this is the other stuff, but it's still the same stuff. Like, I hope they don't start doing that though. Like, we don't have our DCEU, Batman, Superman, Justice League stuff, and then filter that stuff down into HBO Max as well with the TV shows and stuff like that. But it's the same characters that you already have in different shows. It'd be really weird to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the article about Colin Farrell's Penguin maybe getting a its own spinoff or whatever, much like they did with Peacemaker from Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing that, if he's part of the Gotham PD show, would actually be cooler, because then you have that, you're building on something you're already going to, and so it can be like, like you said, him rising to power, so to explain more of how he got to where he is, most likely in the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. So I think that's cool, and you can, like, obviously, if you wanted to do a whole thing about Catwoman or even the Riddler, because we know he's obviously a main,
Obviously in it. Yeah.
main focus in the movie as well. And maybe is because Colin Farrell's Penguin is such a limited, like, not as a developed character in the movie, and they'll be able to expand more on his character in the show by him being a crime boss and working the system or whatever. So that's pretty cool, I think. And to your point, I think it'd be dope if they did that and made it not so focused on just Batman. You could do a focus on exterior characters and make them all have to do with, like, almost like a Law and Order in a way, but like, but in Gotham. So every week is a potentially you could have every week is a different crime that's maybe tied to different things, but like, I would like them to avoid having Pattinson in it as much as possible.
Avoid having Pattinson in it as much as possible, and avoid what Gotham did, which was, let's introduce all of our main villains in this show, and they're like younger versions of themselves. It's like, no, I don't I don't want to see a young Joker. I don't want to see a young Riddler. I don't want to see a young every character out of high school type thing. I just want like this is how effed up Gotham is. We know that it's crime bosses and you know mob bosses and stuff like that in the early days. That's what drives uh, Bruce Wayne to become Batman because of the crime. Give me that. Give me that. You can sprinkle things in here. You can sprinkle things in here and there, maybe. Not again, not introduce like the Joker or something. That doesn't come till Batman's introduced type thing. That's his thing. But uh, maybe you have just little Easter eggs here or there. You know, introduce not necessarily introduce the Riddler or Edward Enigma, which I don't even know if that's actually the name that they're going with in the movie with him. But just little Easter eggs here and there. Maybe he invented something and it's just like, oh, the new invention of blah blah blah, and that's it, or something like that. But
Yeah.
for the most part, stick to your crime bosses, stick to your gang members and stuff like that. Stick to the reason why Batman became Batman because of how corrupt and fucked up the city is. You can introduce Harvey Dent or something like that. Just don't introduce Two Face.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You know, don't introduce that stuff until you get to Batman because all of this is a prequel series. Yeah.
I agree. I agree completely.
Good. I'm glad.
There was something else. A lot of news has been shit lately.
It has been shit. One of the things that I wanted to mention, I think it was last week, that we didn't get a chance to because we just talked about Marvel, What If, the whole entire episode. There might be a possibility that Alita Battle Angel might be coming to Disney Plus. Apparently, there is talks of it happening. Not necessarily a definitive thing, but there is talks that Disney might want to bring Alita Battle Angel to Disney Plus as a possible like series to do. Again, just in talks. There's nothing about Robert Rodriguez, who is the original director slash co-writer or something like that of the movie. Nothing about any of the original cast coming over. We all know that Robert Rodriguez has wanted to make a sequel to Alita Battle Angel for the longest time. It was owned by Fox. Now Fox is owned by Disney, or you know most of the movie Fox stuff is owned by Disney now. So I'd be happy with that if you made an Alita Battle Angel a Disney Plus series, and you got Robert Rodriguez and everybody else to come back. It'd be really cool to finish that story that the movie was telling.
Yeah,
I would like that.
Yeah, no, that would be dope because that movie was cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. I was like, I had it in here somewhere. I didn't save it though, but I found where it was at. So apparently, there's a very big hint that Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is the villain in the Hawkeye show on Disney Plus.
And is the hint something that we've seen in trailers, or is it?
It's in the trailer apparently.
It's in the trailer.
And I was gonna rewatch it, and I don't know if this is the art. I found an article that talked about it, but I'm trying to find because this one has a tweet by Vincent saying, "Silly to look deeper into the little pieces I write. I've been writing them for years now, although I appreciate the fandom because I love playing him in Daredevil." And he's talking about obviously playing Kingpin because people are like, "Oh, he's gonna be in it," but apparently there's like something either that is said or shown to be related to Fisk. But it doesn't say that it's Dennis or that it's D'Onofrio's Kingpin. It could be another person playing Kingpin. And he keeps denying it, but so does everybody else keeps denying shit too.
Right. because it's Disney. I mean, you would
You can't trust a goddamn
you'd
thing they
get
say.
well. I mean, you would get into trouble with Disney.
Yeah.
I can't remember the whole entire trailer. All I really can remember from the trailer is thinking like, this is Die Hard, but Hawkeye. Mostly because it took place during Christmas. Um, I cannot for the life of me think of anything that would have hinted towards Fisk.
Yeah, me either.
Was there a company that he ran that it was just?
It could be, but I mean, I don't know. I would have to. I've only watched the trailer like twice, once on my phone and once on my amazing hotel TV here in beautiful Matthews, North Carolina. But no, I haven't rewatched it to see again because I was like, well, my sleep schedule's fucked right now, anyways. But yeah, I wanted to rewatch it. I was trying to. I thought I saved it, but clearly I did not save that article. Because they mentioned what it was, and now I don't know what it was because I think I read it this morning at like fucking your time 3 a.m., my time 6 a.m.
That's not too much of a time difference. Come on.
Yeah, no problem, right? Nope, I don't know where it's. I don't even know what site I saw it on now. Apparently, I went through a lot of news articles today, and apparently none of them stuck in my brain.
That's what happens when you don't get sleep.
The new Guillermo del Toro movie trailer came out today. A teaser trailer, Nightmare Alley.
I actually watched that just before we started here. I was watching something on YouTube, and it went to ad. Which, by the way, I've been meaning to ask. It's really weird. Unfortunately, I watch a lot of YouTube because it's more like since we do cable cutting here, it's more like just watching nothing type stuff that you would normally do on cable. That they've added an ad countdown when it's going to go to an ad is really weird to me.
Yeah, so you can prepare yourself.
So you prepare yourself for ad coming, which is not bad. Anyway, so just before we started recording today, I saw that, and I didn't know that it was a thing coming out. It just immediately, it was like, boom, Bradley Cooper. And I was like, I'm engaged. What is this? It has Bradley Cooper.
You have my attention.
You have my attention. And it starts playing, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but that's Bradley Cooper in a fedora. Yeah, I remember those rumors when he was rumored to be taking over for Indiana Jones. Would have been awesome because of that image right there. And it just kept playing, and I'm like, I have no idea what this fucking thing is. It's a period piece, something or other, with Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, and a shit ton of other people in it. Like, so many other people in it that the trailer was like, no, we need to wrap this up right now. Let's just like, ding, 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 people, name. And I was like, I couldn't even read that, dude. I have no idea what's going on in that movie. It looks visually stunning, visually interesting. Again, especially with Willem Dafoe in it too, Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, and I can't remember the woman's name in it that's in it too.
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett, yeah. I was like, well, this could be really good. And then I waited till it's Nightmare Alley or something like that. Yeah,
Nightmare Alley.
I was like, well, that still didn't explain what this movie is about. So if you know. General synopsis, what is it?
So when this was, it was last week or week before, I can't remember what it was. Guillermo del Toro teased something about it, or if it was, maybe it was Mike Flanagan that said something about it, and then Guillermo said, yeah, just wait till next week or whatever it is. But the synopsis came up. It says, Stan Carlisle is an ambitious carny with the talent of manipulating people with a few well-chosen words, hooks up with Dr. Lilith Ryder, a psychologist or psychiatrist. I can't talk apparently. Psychiatrist. Good God, who is even more dangerous than he is. That's the synopsis they give us, or premise they give us for it. So I don't know really what it's about because that. I haven't watched the trailer. I watched the Twitter version of it, which was 12 seconds long, and all it was Bradley Cooper in a fedora with like the light fading away from his face. So I'm not too sure how much that actually plays into this teaser trailer, but I do know it comes out this December, right?
I don't know. I didn't even make it that far because the ad was ticking down. I was like, I don't really want to go on to ad 2, so there's the title screen and goodbye.
December 17th. Here it is, right here.
December 17th. Okay.
Oh, is that the? That can't be the same weekend as Spider-Man, right? That's not good.
No, that wouldn't be good at all. I mean, honestly, week before or after, before would actually be the best, but hopefully it's not after, right, either. The week of and the week after would be not great for it.
Yeah, it's the same day.
Same day. Ouch. That sucks.
A real terrible choice, fellas. I know those are probably two different movies, but
they're two different movies, but
yikes.
Still, with what limited people have right now, well, for going out to see movies, it might not make it if people have the choice between Spider-Man and that. Is it streaming at all?
No, I think it's Searchlight.
Just a straight theater release.
I believe so. It's Searchlight Pictures, which is Sony. Who the fuck owns Searchlight now?
Searchlight sounds like
well, it was Fox, but I'm trying to see who owns them now. Well, actually,
wouldn't that be Disney? If Disney bought Fox, Fox owns Searchlight, that would be Disney.
Yeah, they do. They changed the name because it used to be called Fox Searchlight.
Yeah.
Now there's Searchlight Pictures, but excuse me. Parent company is Disney. It's weird they put a movie against their own movie. Well,
but they're not really doing technically. Disney owns the company, but they don't really own. I'm sure they don't operate it. They don't get in the day-to-day operations there. Still not, I would think, the greatest. I would have moved it up by a week at least, but whatever. I don't make those decisions. I don't make that type of money. Wish I did.
Me too.
Even if I just made those decisions, I don't care if I don't make the money. Just give me those decisions to make.
Probably make them better.
Probably. I think I found the Hawkeye Fisk connection. It doesn't really make much sense to me, but it might make sense to you. Maya Lopez Echo is a character that is apparently going to be appearing in Hawkeye, and she has a tie to Fisk.
She does, yeah. Fisk killed her sister? No, mother. Sister. I think so. She became a superhero later, too. I wonder if they're going to bring her in as a actual powered being.
But the article that I gleaned over real quick is from Inverse. It's Hawkeye leaks reveal Marvel's plan for fan favorite Netflix villain. And it just, right there towards the end, it says that her character is going to be in it, and she has a connection to Fisk, so therefore Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Don't even hurt my feelings like that.
Don't even hurt your feelings right now about that. I hurt my own feelings about that.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how to say this first name. So we talked about this before because she's a deaf Native American who can perfectly copy another person's movements. That's why she has the name Echo. The actress's first name is Alaka, I think. Alaka Cox is what it is. So
doesn't even name her in this article.
I pulled up I pulled up IMDb, but as you know, if you go through IMDb, it's hard to find shit on there
at all. So
I went over to the Wikipedias and they have her listed as being in the show. That's cool. She was in, well, I mean, she's been a lot of things, but she was created by Brian Michael Bendis, I believe. Nope. I'm sorry. David Mack and Joe Quesada created her. That's what it was. And she's
Alaqua Cox. That's
right.
got to be
Alaqua Cox. Yeah, I don't know how to say that first name. Oh, I was right. No, yeah, I was right. She was created by writer Brian Michael Bendis. I was correct. I was like, come on, man, I knew that. Had to be that. Oh, it's her father. Here it is. Maya Lopez was a young girl when her father, Willie Crazy Horse Lincoln, was killed by the kingpin, Wilson Fisk. Crazy Horse dies, leaving a bloody handprint on Maya's face. In last dying wish, the kingpin raised Maya well. Kingpin honors his death wish, caring for her as his own daughter. Believed to be mentally disabled, Maya is sent to an expensive school for people with learning disabilities, where she manages to completely replicate a song on the piano. She is subsequently sent to another expensive school for prodigies, and would soon be a gifted woman. So, yeah, that's what it was.
Here's what I want happen. I want them to go through the whole entire season of Hawkeye and not mention Wilson Fisk at all. And then the last scene of the show is D'Onofrio getting out of a car or something. And then he says something, then black credits, done. That's what I want. Because right then and there, we'll confirm that we're more than likely getting Daredevil in future properties as well, if they haven't already put him in Spider-Man, because that means that right there that they're able to use Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin from the Netflix series, because I can also see him just like throwing in a different actor for that character completely, because I'm pretty sure they can do that. Netflix doesn't own the character, they just own that version of the character, right?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. But that's what I want them to do, because I don't want them, if he's in it, first off, somebody would have had to have seen him on set and had to have gotten a picture of him somewhere.
Yeah.
So it would have leaked already if he had shown up on set definitively. But if they can just get like the very last scene, he just shows up, says something, and then cut to black, credits roll. We're like, bam. Daredevil, Punisher, all that stuff is up for grabs within the actual Marvel universe. It'd be so awesome.
She also took up the mantle of Ronin at one point.
So that really ties into this.
Yeah, I forgot.
So this could literally, because I think the trailer, from what I remember, I've only watched it once. This is after the snap.
Yes.
Everyone had come back, because he was Ronin during the snap. So this is probably her taking up the mantle of Ronin after he's no longer Ronin, I'm guessing, then?
Yeah, so in the comic book, she takes up the mantle after finding out that she's been used by Kingpin to do very bad things. And she tries to atone and tries to join the New Avengers, which is interesting because obviously we're building two New Avengers. Yep. And at first she doesn't want to tarnish the hero's accomplishments, so she dons the persona of Ronin to basically not, so people know who she is. I'm trying to find some other, I don't know where it's at. It doesn't matter now. But yeah, so it's interesting because in the trailer for Hawkeye, they actually show Haley's Kate Bishop dressed as Ronin, which is a cool little thing because if they have Echo doing that too, that'd be pretty fun. I can't remember. I think at one point she Daredevil's the one that convinces her or proves to her that Kingpin's bad. And then her and Matt actually fall in love at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And she then realizes, like, I think that's when she has a crisis of consciousness and something like that. And she's like, she goes to Fisk, or she's going to go to Fisk and tell him the truth. I think is what it was. I can't remember what it was. It's been a while.
Which, by the way, you sent me this because it is available on Comixology. This is what this story is possibly being based off of, is the Hawkeye, My Name's Hawkeye, or whatever the name of it was called, story arc from Matt Fraction and I can't remember who else who did the art. And
David Aja.
That's who it was. Available on Comixology right now. At least the first volume. I think the second volume of that is also available. I downloaded it. Haven't started reading it yet.
It's real good. It's fun because it pokes fun at the Avengers. And the fact that yeah, and like Matt wrote this version of Hawkeye to be very James Bondish in a way, but like a shitty James Bond. Not like he's not good at his job. It's like, James Bond's like suave and like everything kind of goes his way.
Right.
Hawkeye, everything he touches goes to fucking just the shitstorm. But like he doesn't hide who he is, so he lives in this complex building that like with other people, and they know he's Hawkeye. And like at one point,
world's poorest Tony Stark is what you're saying. Like everyone knows he's Iron Man, but he lives in apartment 2C.
Yeah, exactly. And like at one point, he gets picked up by a Quinjet on the roof of this shitty fucking building in New York, and people are like, "What the fuck? Why the?" Oh, it's just him. And there's a dog in it. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna tell you.
You have me there.
I'm not gonna ruin his name for you because you'll enjoy it.
Hawk dog, Hawk dog eye.
Dog eye. I think it's something different. And then obviously Kate is in it, and it's like a protege type thing, which she sort of kind of takes over the mantle of Hawkeye in a way, which is obviously kind of what they're doing in this, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So no, if for the people who are listening, if you have Comixology or want to try it, not a sponsor, but we will take your money if they want to. You can check it out there, and I sent it to Joe because once I watched the trailer, I heard rumors before that they're going to go off Matt Fraction's story because it was the most recent Hawkeye, but also it's one of the best ones they've ever made, and it's all due to Matt's writing and David's super awesome art, which is like simplistic but also very highly detailed. And if you read it, you'll understand why I say that, because it looks like there's not a lot of detail, but you'll see there's a lot of very fine and astute details in that book. But yeah, I think that's it probably, unless Joe has something else.
The only other thing I could think of real quick, because of Matt Fraction, I did start reading his Comixology. I cannot remember what the name of it was. His Comixology only comic that he was doing with oh my god, who was the artist? Was it Gabriel Rodriguez? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, hold on. It's
Ice something or other. Anyway, it's really good. I've only gotten through the first issue. It was like a week or two ago that I read it. I always forget that I have Comixology, so I will literally be reading, just consuming comics through it. Read all of Judge Dredd. Started reading something else, and then I'm like, and just forget about it the next 2-3 weeks. Just completely forget that I was even reading stuff on there, because you texted me that, which was absolutely horrible, because the text led me to the website and never forwarded me to the app.
Really?
So I was like, oh, motherfucker, I have to go search for this on the app. Fine, whatever. Went on the app. Pull open the app, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, I was halfway through that other Matt Fraction, well, not halfway, but I was into the second issue of that other Matt Fraction comic that he was doing with that really well-known artist that I'm totally spacing out on.
Clickety clackety.
Yeah,
man, dude,
typing real fast to try and get through things.
I forgot he wrote so many
But
goddamn things for Marvel. That's a good
anyway,
one.
so it seems really cool. Post-apocalyptic. I think post-apocalyptic. The story is only kind of there right now, where it's like snow and weird stuff happening with robots. I think it was robots. Anyway, it seems really interesting. Why can't I find it?
I don't know. Where's your history at? Jesus.
I don't have Comicology on my laptop. It is
Only on the iPeasy?
yeah, it's only on the iPad. Was it Matt Fraction? I'm 90% sure it was Matt Fraction.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it was, but I don't remember seeing anything by him on there.
Hold please.
Hold please. I'll keep talking while Joe's not around. Talk.
That's not hard.
Are you talking about Snow Angels?
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's Jeff Lemire, dude. That's Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire.
Never mind. Jeff Lemire or Lemire, how do you say his name? And Jock is the artist.
Jeff Lemire and Jock. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
that's what it was. Yes, Snow Angels. That's what it was. Yeah.
When you started saying robots, I was like, wait a minute. No, he's not talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. I had to look it up. I had to pull it up on my phone because my iPad's
sorry,
really
that's
far
the one
away
I was
as well.
I was thinking of. Is the Snow Angels by Jeff Lemire and Jock.
Oh yeah, that's a dope book. They're up to like issue 7. No, not that many. 4?
I have no idea. I only made it through issue 1. I want to say it's actually more than 4 because things changed.
Well, there's 2. They just started
There's
the
Why
second
the Last
one.
Man. Close.
Let's
My books.
Let's fucking go, phone.
Snow Angel.
They just started the second series of it, right? Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else.
So it says season 1 is available. Issues. Oh, okay, so there's 4 issues in the first season, 3 issues in season 2.
Okay, so 7, right? Is what I was trying to get
7
at.
total, yeah.
Okay, I was like, I know I've read more than that. And all of a sudden, Comixology doesn't want to load properly, which could be a couple things. Probably the internet here at this lovely hotel that I'm in, because it's not always great.
Which is something I didn't realize when I started reading it. So season 1, Snow Angel season 1, is a collection of the first 3 issues. But it lists a 4th issue.
They did a one-shot
here.
Somewhere in the thing with the stuff. Oh my god, Comixology. Just fucking work on this Wi-Fi, will you? Just... Oh my god. No, that's the Raphael Scavone one. Where's the one? That's Hellstorm.
Anyway, so that's my confusion right there. It seems really cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. Jeff Lemire, if you guys don't remember, also did the Sweet Tooth comic that is now turned into a really amazing show. Can't wait for season 2 on that. Anyway, I'd say that's all I got.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, that's whatever. I don't know.
I know either.
Yeah, so comes naturally, we are
Joe.
I am Cody. That was Joe. I was Cody. Because we're done for this week's episode. And as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.